Of course, it's another Wednesday morning, April 24th, 2024. Of course, welcome to another edition of Fire Hour Live on Punch 106.7 FM and Punch TV Live. This 1 hour program is on Punch every Wednesday, repeating on Sunday, 3 to 4 p.m. My name is Joseph Soko Jr. Welcoming you all to this edition. Shortly, we will tell you exactly who our guest is and we will dive into the discussion. Let's take a few bites of our team song and we'll come back to start right here. All right, it's always good to stay alive. And it's an important thing staying alive. Welcome back again to Fire. Today, we've got female, in the uh, firehouse who will walk us through too many things we need to know what's happening with the Liberian National Fire Service, background of it all, and what happened with the too many fire things around is here to answer our questions. So we will turn over to him. Definitely introduce yourself, the position at the National Fire Service, Liberia. Chief, morning. Sorry. Yeah, you're live now. Thank you. Okay, so welcome. What's your name and what a position you hold into fire service?
So my name is Kefeli Smo,
Okay,
and I'm the Assistant Director for Operation at Liberia National Fire Service.
big position. I mean, you get plenty of responsibility.
You which the
Okay, so how's the fire service?
the fire service is doing well, but not as well as we should expect. We are trying, but we are not 100%.
So before we go further, you want to give us a brief, history about the Liberia National Fire Service?
Okay, so the fire service, I before then the name was the Monrovia Municipal Fire Brigade,
Okay.
and it was just a small unit with very few men. I was working at the time. But in 1963, the institution was transformed to the Liberia National Fire Service through an act of legislature, okay, and making the institution to fall under the Ministry of Justice. And the oversight responsibility of the institution is to save life and property from fire. But emphasis was also on fire prevention, firefighting, ambulance service, rescue operation, fire investigation, accident detection, and safety awareness to the public. So, in short, that's just the overall responsibility of the Liberia National Fire Service. Although it's saving lives and property,
Mm-hmm.
but down there we have the fire prevention expert. Those are the revenue generation arm of the institution.
Okay.
The firefighters are those that respond to fire-related emergency daily.
Mm-hmm.
And the ambulance service, the job is life-threatening.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a huge team of medics that respond with the fire truck to save lives on the fire scene. And the investigation team is like whenever there's a fire, we have a team that's responsible to go out there
Mm-hmm.
to do an investigation to ascertain the cause of
The
the
fire.
fire.
Okay.
So sometimes when we say arson is intentional fire, people who burn their house intentionally, we also have guys that are trained to that to go and do investigation on what actually caused the fire. And sometimes because people can sometimes intentionally do these things for many other reasons.
Okay.
So
What are some reasons you
reasons are some family issue, confusion.
okay?
One, two, insurance. There are
Oh,
people who have some insurance. There are institutions that insure,
mm-hmm.
but after some time, because of some benefit, they do some things to just have the place on fire for some reasons.
How frequent that can
Yeah,
happen?
we've been having some cases like that. Our investigation will come out and tell you that yes, this was intentional.
Okay.
So that's Besides saving lives and property, that's the 7 cardinal other points I just lays out the responsibility of the institution. But can I beat my chest that we are actually uh, carrying on all this
Oh,
100%?
I was about to ask you
I
that.
would say no
Okay,
because
so
of the huge challenge.
okay, so before we go to the challenge at on our
Yeah.
list, but in between there, which one you're frequently doing actually?
So we have the firefighting is actually we are trying.
Mhm.
We also have a challenge that we are actually trying. For that, we can say that we are actually trying. We respond sometime, not all the time because of some reasons,
Yeah.
and we get down to that
Yeah.
why we are not responding in some cases.
Mhm.
The ambulance also we have a team that actually can help the firefighters on fire scene to help people because there are a lot of injuries that the firefighters can sustain on the fire ground.
Yeah.
The fire prevention guys are doing pretty well, as I told you earlier, that they are responsible to raise revenue for government.
Okay.
Through they will do their inspection, and after then they certify your business institution that you are certified. The institution is protected from fire. Then they give you certificate. You pay some tax to government in that level, and you'll be certificated.
So the fire prevention folks are those that pass around
Very
making
good.
car
Your car
fire
extinguisher,
the
and
house.
you get used to the house guard extinguisher. You are being certificated.
Okay.
That's the team responsible for that.
So how often they carry on inspection? Is it by 3 months, 6 months, or
The inspection is on regular basis. For the vehicle inspection, there are times they have specific time for that, but they don't have a specific time set up for the fire prevention guy to say, or the investigator to say we have specific time for investigation. It's on the regular basis. They are always on the move, making sure that a business institution, private homes are protected.
Okay.
So it's not a specific time frame for investigators to go out. No.
All right. So we still to the fire extinguisher thing.
Sure.
Is it compulsory? Is it by law that I should have it in my car, in my house, or my business? Is it by law?
It's by law is compulsory, and besides, for the safety of your property and your life, it's very important. You know the cost of vehicle is very huge, and to have a extinguisher that you purchase maybe around 30, 25 that will carry you pretty close to 4, 5 years. All you do is just recharge it annually. If you use it, that's all. So you have a car that you buy, you know the price of car, huge. Then to get a $25, $30 extinguisher to place on your vehicle that will protect you tomorrow. I think it's just necessary that we have it to save our lives and property whenever there is an emergency case.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's something all of our audience, want to hear. Why? Recently, I can remember certain part of last year, was it 2021 or 2020 something, we had plenty of fire incident occurring. At a certain point in time, it ceased. But recently, the fire been all over. Till some of our PB government people say they were involved. What happening?
So this fire issue is serious.
Yeah.
And we all, the citizens, the institution, will have to make sure that we fight it up. There are houses that were built before the war. The houses were built. Our parents had a electrical current system. They ran wire in the houses.
Yeah.
But you would not believe that a lot of the children of our camera, they just believe that the wires in the house is not necessary to change. So the wires stay long in the houses. They get corroded. And after a few times, you want current. The demand for current is very high. People are going for current, or just take the current, run the current in the house, and before you can get it out, that's a big trouble. And more besides, the issue of wiring system also. There are some wires that are substandard. They cannot withstand some tension from the LEC line. We are running on a 220 volts. So if you go and buy a wire that is substandard and the wiring system too is not done well, definitely you expect that there will be a fire very soon. So we advise people, buy a good house, go for the best quality of wire that will sustain you for a very long time. And after some years, you can have a change. You can't have a wire in a house that will be in a house for 20 years, 30 years, you running it. No. There will come a time it will cause you problem. 2, human error. There are times we are out there, we manage poorly our materials. You are having a gasoline, then you expose a gasoline in the house or a mistake, it will cause a fire. And besides that, sometimes there is no coring. We have a system of using kennel or using mosquito coil. And if the materials are not handled properly, they definitely will cause fire. So these are just some of the common reasons of fire around the city here. And it's actually huge because the demand for coring is actually getting high. Getting big,
Okay.
people are going for the coring. But the issue is, how can you sustain the coring? How can you manage the coring without causing fire? That's the problem. People are going home, you live in a home, you just leave the appliances on and you just go. Before you can come, coring going, coring coming back, it will cause a serious shock and causing fire. So those are just some of the reasons.
Okay. So you can also advise on the people that are using gas stove, you know, and some other electronics at their houses, you know, that I mean also responsible for this fire thing, because I remember there's a lady who called on one of the local radio station a few days ago. You know, it was a Christian program. She was calling to get testimony, and she said she was going to bed. Her boy child decided to, you know, face finger food, and after he mistakenly left the gas open, and they were, you know, in the house now. The place were heating and stuff. For some reason, it just caught up on fire. The whole place started, you know, and she had an extinguisher ready. She opened it, and despite she was already not too educated on the usage of it, but she said she managed, you know, and she quenched the fire. You know, that how the family people came around, and they were totally, you know, something in the fire.
So the material you're talking about, the gas stuff, people use at home, but it's something that you use, put it on, shut down, light it up, close the line, and do your job. But you just open it for long, the air go out there, that's a flammable material in there, and it will cause a lot of damage. So we advise, just as I was saying, we advise people to make sure that appliances are properly managed. And the best people who can use it the rightful way. You can have a kid who will not understand the usage of a material, or go put the X bar on, go and put the other material on. Electrical appliances, you are not observing the pressing, they will not do it the proper way. And in the end, it will cause fire. So that's why we're saying, you are going home, the necessary electrical appliances you have, don't leave the responsibility with the children. They will not do it, they will not manage it properly. You take the responsibility. When you are done, if it's a store, call it off, prepare it well, you go to bed. If not, there will be a mistake, because the thought of that child is not at your level also. So we advise you that take the responsibility. Don't leave it with the children to just say, oh, you go do the cooking using a stove, and you know there will be a mistake.
Okay. So the fire coming, a plenty. The wires, some of the wires we're using are responsible. At times, the way we handle fire things at the reason why. How can I, Joseph, you know, put stop to all these things? What a recommendation before we go to our next question.
Working at our chief has some meeting with the LEC guys. Even our wedding that is coming out, we want to work with the LEC. I think it's important that LEC, they shouldn't just have the responsibility of getting a lamp from the pole and just dropping it in the house, not knowing the kind of materials you got in the house. I think it's very important to know what you have in the house, the type of wire you are using in the house, so that before they can give you the wire from the pole to your house, it will help in the process. With that, I'm very sure if you are not having the proper wire, the guys will tell you that no, the wire in the house is substandard, so we can get you the current now until you can change it to this. But that is not happening now. If you have your house built, run the line, and there is a gap in there between the house owner and LEC, I think we'll have to work on that to make sure that we reduce the issue of fire. Or else, I just build my house, I bought a line, I don't want to buy the expensive or good wire. I just run my line, call the LEC guy, and come, he run the line from a pole straight to my house and just connect it, and he's gone. He's gone. Not knowing the type of wire, but because I don't want to pay, you go to buy the wire, somebody say, oh, this is this wire, this step, but I want to go for the cheaper one. Then after then, 220 line running in my house with substandard wire, that's a huge problem. After a few times, you have a big fire. So I think the chief, we are working with the Liberia Electricity Corporation to make sure to have a system that before a wire can be run in a house, there should be a standard of what you have in the house, appliances in the house, and besides the appliances, you also the type of wire you have in the house, can it withstand they learn from the LEC to make sure that exact you will use that coil for a very long time without problem.
And it just